This next girl that I'm gonna draw is a little bit more of a badass. Again, just getting the positioning down. God, I wish I could draw that fast. I guess I was sharpening my pencil. So now again, work the eyes out, work the nose. Get your head out of there. And yeah, in this one I was thinking a little bit more sort of like a character that's, I guess, more gun-toting badass chick, less sort of super powered. So, like I said, head dictates the size of the body, so it's like I always keep that in mind. So here I am again, need an eraser, sort of erasing some of the lines to wasn't too happy with the pose. So now I'm changing the pose a little, turning her to the side somewhat. And this is a daily occurrence. It's like, you'll draw something, you'll draw a character, and you think it's okay, but then it's just something about it just isn't singing. It's just not, you're just not digging it. So, you go back and change it. Editors love that. They love when you finish a character and then you go and change it. It's wasting a whole day doing it. Wait till you start doing pages like that. They love that. I'll finish a page and then say I'm ready to turn it in, and then it's like, where's the page? It doesn't exist anymore because I erased it and I started over. Yeah, I know. So anyways, that's that one. Here, I'm about to start on a pinup, and I'm gonna use all the poses that I used in the previous segment, or at least I'm gonna attempt to. And here I am laying it out. So you always start faint, and it's kind of like I said, a little Tetris. You sort of you put shapes here and there, and sort of see what fits, and see what how you can position the characters to. I wish I would have had the presence of mind to pick up the page so you could actually see what I'm doing right below. But anyways, you can't see it, but I'm actually using one of the positions, one of the poses that I drew um, in that previous segment. And so I'm using her as the centerpiece. And the rest of the characters will be there sort of supporting her. They'll be around her. So it's like, imagine it in 3 dimensions or in 3D. You have something in the center, and she's like the focal point of this piece, and all the other characters are important too, but they're sort of are going to be surrounding her and sort of encompassing her and fitting around, and they'll all sort of uh, you'll see is sort of they'll just fit into it. And I try to think of when I'm sketching or drawing something. Uh, as I said before, it's I want to sort of convey a three-dimensional feel and out of 2D. I mean, that's essentially what you are as an artist, as a comic book artist or any artist or any 2D artist is that you're trying to sort of you're trying to show three dimensions and depth in 2D. You're trying to get some sort of depth of emotion and depth of reality out of lines. So keep that in mind when you're drawing. It's like it's not just lines. It's you're trying to convey depth and atmosphere and sort of and in a space. So it's like that's what I'm thinking here. It's you know, the character in front is obviously in the foreground, so she's bigger than the character in the middle, than the character in the back, and uh, and again, she being the centerpiece, all the other characters will sort of fit around her in a way, and it's I'm just playing around like with the shapes and with the designs or with the poses that I did previously, and looking to see what fits where. And I mean, you could see right away the drawing, the pose of the character on the side is pretty much the character that I drew on a previous segment. And this one is I'm using the pose that I drew in a different segment. So, but that was essentially the exercise, was just working out different poses uh, and then going back and finding them and sort of fitting them into this piece, because this is going to be our finished piece. So it's like we want to sort of um, again work out most of the bugs before you go in, because you don't want to go in and it not work. So it's like again, I mean, this is what I should be doing, but I don't. A lot of times I just go straight in and just start drawing, and the piece won't work, and I'm stuck with it. So it's like it's always better to sort of do some recon and you know, do some pre-sketches, do you know, work out some of the kinks, work out some of the bugs, and sort of do some thumbnails, some layouts, make sure that it's like the stuff is working, and yeah, before going in and doing a finished piece. So again, this is my centerpiece. This is the character that this pinup is gonna be sort of surrounded around. So it's like I'll start with her and sort of work out the body, work out the lines, got the expression the way I want it. Now I'm working on the cleavage, and I think yeah, I kept changing her swimsuit, so we'll see what happens. Playing around with the hair, giving her a little. I know that if I remember, it's like, oh yeah, I was trying to give each of the characters, each of the figures, different hairdos and different looks. So we'll see what happens when it's done. Here I'm giving her a bit of a, I guess like a little take on the '60s bob, I guess. It's it just seemed to get a little like seemed to work for this one. Giving her more of a more modest look. Keep in mind again, this for the I was a little bit when I was rendering these, it's like it's a little sketchier than my line usually is, because just needed to get some of this stuff out uh, in a quicker time. So it's usually I would probably take a little longer on each line and be a little bit more solid and not as sketchy. But for this segment and for it pretty much kind of gets the gist of what I'm trying to get across. Yeah, just putting a little bit of curls here and there, messing around with the hair, and on to the next girl. Oh, spoke too soon. I guess I didn't like what I was doing there, so I went back and changed it, erased some of it. So obviously I'm going to go back and tweak it some. Yeah. Again, as I said before, you start with the eyes. Get a little bit of eyelashes. Type of mouth. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to erase some of those sketch lines, but it's like I kind of liked that they were in where they were at, so I decided to incorporate it into the drawing and give her a type of hairdo that would sort of fit with those lines. It's a little bit more of a Justin Bieber look. And a little coif thing. Again, always adding and subtracting, just trying to get the right look, the right feel, you know? Again, dude, pick it up, because I can't see what you're doing down there. I mean, looking at this, sometimes it's like, why did you erase that? And again, while you're doing it, you know, it's just during the process, it's always you see something, it's like, oh, I want to change this, or I want to change that, or it's like, ah, I'm not that, you know, I don't like that. See, I mean, I've done that one. You finish a piece and you're like, I should have kept it the way it used to be, or not quite happy with it. It's always again, sometimes you're happy and sometimes you're not, you know. But when you're working and there's a deadline, a lot of times you have to just go with what's there and be done with it. Sometimes it's just about getting the piece done. Like I'm looking again, it's like shoulders a little too high up. Should have been a little too much shoulder. Get a little curve. Yeah, not quite sure what kind of outfit, what kind of, yeah, give a little bit of shading there. Sort of, I wish I could be a little bit more descriptive, but now you get the gist of what's going on there. Again, it's just adding and subtracting as I go. Just basically, again, putting stuff that I, you know, think might look good and taking off stuff that I don't like. If it wasn't obvious enough. All right, getting on, putting the other butt cheek. Cutting in swimsuit. Looks like a one piece at this point. But, oh yeah, and that's, again, big S eraser that we all use. By Stadler also. It's a good company. We use a lot of their products. So turn the paper around. It's easier to get a better curve for me when you're drawing. So yeah, just turn the paper. Again, it's like move it around, get good angles. Here I'm drawing off screen because I don't want you guys seeing the magic. It's like, yeah, see? You can't see it, but it's getting done. Woo. Now you see lines that weren't there before. That's right. Give it a little belly. There we go. A little one piece. Indicate the hip. Give a little curve to the butt. And now lift the leg up. So if you gotta know where the that's where the other butt cheek would be. So that's basically where the leg would come in. So that's how I know where to draw. Where the line of the thigh would be. Again, that shoulder. Now that I'm looking at it, man, these shoulders are off. But yeah. So anyways, she's sort of being supported on something, maybe a rock. Oh. And I think I've decided to change the positioning of the arm. But I moved on to the next figure. I'm doing a little back shot. Someone wasn't happy with the drawing. Wants to start over. Alright, so let's do it again. Nope, the other one was better. Should have kept it. Alright. Well, face not working. Again, it's trial and error. Just draw, and if it works, cool. If it doesn't work, take it out. So. Trying to think of what I can say while I'm doing here, and it's again, I mean, I've had practice doing a lot of swimsuits in the past, swimsuit pinups, and again, they're always fun to draw, and they're always trying to find something a little different to do. So, and again, when you're drawing the female form, like I said, and don't want to harp too much, but it's like again, always draw in curves and think of roundness and curvy and sort of soft. It's those are the words that come to mind whenever I'm drawing females, because again, that's I it's feminine to me, and it works better if I think in those terms. Backs suck. I hate drawing backs. Should practice more, but yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm not that's why, drawing the hair to cover up some of the back, so I don't have to draw the muscles in the back. You'll find out that, yeah, I tend to do that whenever I have any weakness. I'll just cover it up. Yeah, I'll put a big pad or something. big boulder right in front of something that's like, hey, how come the knee's covered up? It's like, I don't want to draw it. So I'll just put something there to cover it up. Bow tie. Oh, changing the positioning. Changing the pose slightly. She had her leg down, now I'm moving it up. Again, doesn't hurt to play around with the pose and, try to get it right. Try to get it the way you want it. So, and this is at a much it's a much whatchamacallit, a faster pace, and this is what I tend to do a lot. It's when I'm drawing, it's like I'll draw and redraw, and like I said before, it's like erase and keep drawing, and it's like tends to be a little tedious, because it's like I should have just kept it the way it was, but it's like wasn't happy with it. So I don't know, I saw something that I didn't like and it wasn't working for me, so I changed it. And I tend to do that with pages, tend to do that with pinups, tend to do that with sketches, tend to do that a lot, and that's why it sucks up a lot of my time sometimes. So here, again, drawing the hair, decided to flip my hat over, because I guess I'm gonna arm wrestle with someone. Me and Lincoln Hawk. That's how you know I mean business. I turn my hat around. Now I'm ready to rock. See? I wasn't rocking before. Now I am. Look at that. Much quicker. That's right. So work out the hair. This is going to take some time. Should probably speed it up. Maybe cut this segment out. Just go from one section to the next, or just speed. Because didn't I just finish doing the hair? Why am I doing the hair all over again? See, this is a kind of pain in the ass that happens every now and then. I go and finish the hair, then I gotta go back and draw it all over again. And I bet you I'm gonna do something to erase that face, because even now I'm not digging it. So we'll see what happens. Again, just playing around with the hair. Like I said before, hair is a prop. There's a certain amount of sex appeal and elegance and just like femininity that when you have long hair and it drapes over and it's nice. Sort of, again, I keep saying again. It's like saying It's just a little pause, because I don't know what to say. Working on the hand. Trying to think of my thought process at this point, and it's just like, it really, while I'm doing this, it's just, whatever catches my fancy. Because as far as the swimsuits, and I have no idea at this point, I'm just sort of playing around as far, again, like at this point, and there I say again, it's just trying to make this figure work. And obviously, like I said before, I wasn't too happy with the face, and my choice is to just cover it up. So now you don't see this person's face. You don't see her face at all. It's just the backside. But again, it's I like some of the hair, so just drape it over the figure. Gives it a nice sexy feel. Oh, erasing again, man. We should take the erasers away from this cat. That thing was finished, dude. What's your problem? Yeah, I wasn't too happy with the shape of or how the hair was draped. So now I'm modifying it a little, making it work, I think. I guess I hope I think it feels I hope I think I may be okay with it. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. Just erasing. Mm. Sometimes again, it's sometimes when you're when well, sometimes when I'm drawing, I get into the zone, and when I get into it, I sort of just don't even know what I'm doing. What I'm saying is just like I just sort of get lost in the drawing, and that's all I can think about. And it's there are times when it's like I can't. I'm drawing and there's all kind of other stuff going on, but when you get in the zone, when you get into that groove, it's really cool because lines just start sort of making sense and things just sort of click. Like, all of a sudden you see little bits and pieces like, oh, this would be cool. Like right now, it's just like this would be cool to throw in a little bit of hair going this way, and once it's just like the rhythm just starts taking shape, and you just sort of almost become like a conduit to whatever's whatever you're doing. You're not at times you're not even thinking; it's just automatically coming out. Don't know if you guys feel that, but I've talked to other pros, and yeah, it's like yeah, we always call it the zone. You sort of lose track of anything that you're doing, and that's all that sort of occupies your mind. Is just you're lost in the process, and it's really cool when you can tap into it. Sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes you just wake up and boom, you're in the zone. Sometimes hours and hours of working before you can actually click into it. But once you're in it, everything just sort of flows right through you, and it's like it's a pretty awesome feeling. Or maybe I'm just crazy. Whatever, it works. Okay, back to uh this other shot. And yeah, it's like give her some more booty, bow tie. So I guess I went back to the way she was before, or the arm position, but I guess I'm changing her leg positioning now. Let's see what other stuff. What else do I decide to erase? A little bit of hair. Um, and decided to go with a more a less modest bathing suit for their centerpiece. Seems to have a big shoulder, too much, not round enough. Uh, Working on her hand, trying to get the fingers down right. Yeah, it's when I first broke in, hands were a big pain in the arse, and they still are sometimes. I mean, drawing hands and drawing feet, moving hands around. It's like, yeah, I've gotten better, but I know some people have a very difficult time drawing hands and knowing what to do with them. So it's like it's good practice to maybe like spend a day and just draw hands like different positionings of different uh, different hand gestures, different movements, foreshortening, draw the fingers, draw the positioning. It's like just play around with it. It's like a friend of mine. He actually, before he broke in, would sit and uh, and spend a whole day on a section of the body. Like just trying to get the muscles on down. So he would sit and draw arms for a whole day, or draw biceps, or draw like legs, or draw backs, or draw necks, or draw faces. And it's good to do that because it gets it's practice, and it trains your brain to know how things fit. So you're that's what essentially what you're doing with when you do something repetitively. You're just training your mind and your body to sort of be able to interpret that and sort of do it automatically. Like, I mean, I still haven't. There are parts of that I'm still not don't have the grasp, and I tend to mess up here and there. Like, again, it's like it's a work in progress. You're always trying to get better. You always look back, and even now, I could see all the mistakes that I did on this piece. It's like I I'm focusing on all the things that I did wrong, but it's like that's as an artist, you should always be able to go back and look at your work, and if you can spot the mistakes, if you can spot the stuff that uh, you did wrong, if you actually can see mistakes, you're actually growing. If you go back and look at your stuff and go, man, that thing just rocks. I'm so awesome. Then you're still stunted. And I know some people like that just don't see their mistakes. They just either too arrogant, or just not they just haven't grown. I mean, a lot of established guys, a lot of pros, a lot of legends that think they're the cat's meow. They think that they're there, and they don't think they need to grow any because and you look at their work and it's stunted. It's boring. It's like, hey, I remember this, when you were doing it 10, 20, 30 years ago. It's like, and I mean, I try to grow. I try to sort of I try to get better, but I have tendencies that I still make mistakes, and it's probably because I still haven't seen them yet. It takes a while for someone to either point it out, or for you to actually acknowledge it, or really really see what mistakes you're doing. So yeah, don't be so full of yourself that you think you're there. Always, as an artist, you should always feel like you're getting better, and always grow, and always strive to get better. That's what I'm trying to say. Is always shoot to be better than, and it's you won't be boring. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's like a little practice do that, and it's like after you're done with something, with a piece or whatever, yeah, go back, go look at it, see if you can spot something that you did wrong. See, it's like, oh crap, her eyes are jacked up, or that nose is messed up, or that neck is too thick or too thin or too long, or it's like that knee, like I was saying earlier, that knee's too long, it's like, or whatever. It's if you can actually spot your mistakes, you're growing, you're evolving as an artist, and you're getting better. If you can't, then you're not, and that's it. So here I am drawing rocks, because rocks are awesome. Actually, they're not, but they serve the purpose. So if I wanted to finish, I'd say, okay, I'm done. That's it. Just put some little quickie background, put some ocean, put some clouds, or some sun or something, and that's done. But no, I have this big space on, I guess the page is right or left. It's like and I know I'm gonna put something in there. Yeah. Trying to think of what else. It's like what other uh gems of wisdom I can share with you guys. And I mean, there's a lot of things here and there that I picked up over the years. And like cover up your drawing with eyes. No, it's yeah. Or it's in a bind, use a paper as a straight edge. Yeah. And like I said, wasn't happy with the drawing, so I decided to add another one, another character in there. Yep. Sexy. I guess that's the one advice. It's again, you're doing a if you for this purposes we're drawing a swimsuit pinup piece, which I've done a few in my lifetime, and it's like again you gotta think sex appeal. This is what this is. It's it's cheesecake, and this is what people want to see if they're gonna go buy a piece or a comic with that in mind. It's like um again, I like drawing cheesecake. I like drawing sexy girls. I like drawing sexy females. That's I'd rather draw them you know than not. Uh, Here it's keep in mind. I think the piece took me maybe 3 hours, maybe four. I'm not sure. I think it might have been less than that. Uh, my normal speed on something like this would probably take me about 7 to 8 hours, maybe a day. Not 24 hours, but a full day's work. Really trying to chisel out, trying to get the kinks and flesh it out. And the line art is a little sketchier than my taste, even though it's like I've been told that my line is pretty sketchy. It's like I still feel here. It's like there's a lot of refining that I would have taken on a normal piece, but it's like for these purposes, it gets the job across. I guess it gets the information across that I'm trying to sort of convey to you guys. And again, it's just trying to show you the positioning and just sort of how the characters sort of fit in, and using again making a centerpiece, a character that sort of surrounds that all the other characters were sort of support. And again, sometimes again when I'm in this when I'm doing something like this, I like to sort of intertwine the characters and make them a little bit more interactive with the environment they're in. So you might have like this character, for instance, that I'm drawing. If I had a little bit more time, well, if I had a lot more time, I'd probably have her sort of really fitting into the environment a little more. Well, the same thing with all the other characters. Like they might have been interacting with themselves a little more, like um, intermingling. The um, sort of the body sort of fitting in together a little more, and not so static and not so sort of standing there on their own, but a little bit more interaction again with the environment and the characters themselves. So we're getting pretty close to finishing this piece. I guess not. Guess he wants to take a little longer. See, again, I threw in a little line and wasn't happy, so I took it off. And it's just again, it's just a little trial and error. I was trying to get the piece a little better. Looks pretty done to me at this point. Just slight finishing touches, little hair stuff here and there. But for the most part, it's done. There you have it. Swimsuit pinup, swimsuit cover. A lot quicker than it usually takes me, but I think it serves its purpose. So yeah, sexy girls.